Hogs are just like us. They don't want to be out there moving around and going to the feeders and stuff when it's super, super hot. When it's 110, 115 degrees during the day, they always got to be close to water, especially in the peak times of the summer. They're going to wait till real late at night when it's cooled down, and then they'll come to the feeders.
Condition, lights out, stomping all competition. My utmost to his highest, it gets no flyer. We set the mainframe on fire. Cold red, feel the lead from the pedal. I push to the metal, the dust never settles. F5 level, kick up the bass and the treble. Cause faith, that's a rebel. I can show you the devil. I blaze a trail like the rays from tail light. Sound shaking the ground like earthquakes and hail might. Someday I'll die, but not tonight. Excuse me while I light up the sky. Light up the sky.
One of the reasons I love hunting hogs in the summertime is they're easier to find. If I hunt near water sources, I know the hogs aren't going to be far because they have to come in these water sources and keep cool, otherwise they'll die. The bugs in the middle of summertime are so loud. If the wind's right, I can sneak right up on these hogs and man, they never know what hit them.
A lot of times on these setups, when we go in there at night, these hogs are close. When I say close, they're right there by the stand. They're gonna come to that feeder right after it goes off because it's convenient for them. They don't have to work very hard to do so.
And the winds in the summertime are always prevailing south winds. That's about the only time of the year I don't have to look at my hunt stand and know which the wind direction is in the middle of summertime. I mean, it's gonna be a south wind almost every time. Unless there's a storm or something in the vicinity, you're gonna be able to count on having a south wind. It makes it a lot easier for me. The hogs are more predictable. I know that they're gonna be moving in big numbers at night. They're gonna be near the water sources. I feel like I have an advantage and I can get on these hogs and they don't even know I'm coming. One of our favorite places to hunt on the lease is, I call it the creek. I'd say it's one of our favorite places because it has got so many hogs in the area, but that also is a problem because getting to the stand without spooking a pig and letting everybody know you're in the area, it's really hard. But there's a water source nearby. It's there year round. It never dries up. It's very cool in there, and there's hogs all over this area. They're just littered in this spot. It's such a challenge to get in here and get set up to hunt. There's a bunch of brush in front of the stand, so if we can sneak in from behind and we can get in the stand undetected without making noise, we might have a chance. With all the bug action and stuff going on, I'm thinking that maybe they won't hear us, and we're gonna spin the feeder with the remote, which is gonna send all the hogs in the area to the feeder.
hogs were around us when we got here. And Chad hit the feeder, and we crawled up as quick as we could, and the hogs were there. But it worked out good, man. That hog is not going to be far. Yes.
Well, so I'm looking through the viewfinder when Scott makes the shot, and I see the pig, what I think is the pig he shoots. I think it goes off to the right, and next thing you know, a pig shoots back across the feeder out of my view, and that was actually the hog that he shot, and it died right there.
This is a great boar. It's exactly what we came for. There were two about the same size. This one was a little bit bigger. The remote saved us. When the hogs were about to leave, we hit the remote quick enough, and 4 hogs, all of them came right back to the feeder. They didn't know what happened. Literally, I got set up, drew the bow back, and drilled this hog. He didn't go anywhere. Now it's Chad's turn to hunt. I'm gonna be rolling camera on him. We're going to one of our favorite spots. It's called the Wag. You've probably heard of it because it's Pigman's favorite spot. But last time we went over there with all the red lights, he got scared to death, thought there was a Sasquatch coming in the stand, but it was actually a cow that scared him. I know there's big hogs over here. Gonna be using the Blindsider X2, 2 super bright outfitters, so it should be good.
Well, that shot didn't go as planned. Wasn't how I thought it was gonna go down, but hey, I thought he was broadside, but man, he's moving so erratic. Right when I released the arrow, I guess he turned a little to me and I hit him right. Actually went through the ear and down in the neck. It's a kill shot. Hey, I don't have to track him. I'm happy with the shot. Let's see what we got. Look at that, look at that. Hit him in the ear and went in high right there and came out the other shoulder. Love hunting these red lights. Let's go get some more. Well, being in this blind and seeing that Blindsider X2 come on and light the side of that hog up, it makes me realize, I mean, I know those are cool lights, but we don't talk about them enough. It's such a good light and value for the money. And you know, with all the feeders now going to the low throw type feeders like I have at this setup, unless you have a big light on a T-post or something like that, there's really no way to light the animals up. You can't attach a feeder light underneath the feeder or something like that like we conventionally would do with our kill lights. But having that Blindsider X2, I mean, it's lighting that whole area up.
Chad and I are pretty worn out right now, but here's the deal. We're almost back to camp and he gets a text on his phone from one of the cell cameras, and guess who's on there? A hog that we call Split Ear. This is a hog that Chad's been after for at least a year. We only get a picture of him once every 2 weeks. 3 a.m. right now, and Split Ear's at the ridge.
Well, as soon as we creep over the top of the ridge, I can see the lights on full power. I mean, there's definitely pigs there, and I'm excited. We're trying to creep in there. We get about 20 yards from the stand. Scott steps on a branch. My heart drops. I hear that pig jump up and run off, man. He is big, let me tell you. We're already here. Let's just try to get in the stand, get set up. I have the feeder remote. Feeder doesn't go off for another hour. I'm gonna spin that feeder. I did, and I heard commotion. Definitely some pigs in the area that we didn't know about that didn't spook. And we waited a couple minutes, nothing happened. I spun the feeder again, and immediately the hog came in. I thought, man, maybe there's a chance Split Ear. I mean, he sounded like he was in the other county by now, the way he ran out of there, but Sure enough, man, he couldn't take it. He heard the other hogs eating, he heard the feeder go off, and while those hogs were feeding, it brought him in. I couldn't believe it. Here it's split ears right in front of me. And now all I gotta do is make the shot. That's a good sized hog, man. That's a really good hog. I haven't seen one that big in a while. I'm excited, dude. I just smoked another one. That hog's going down. I can hear him. He's right over here.
On this second hog that Chad shot, it's like a crime scene. This hog, it is not going far. It's bleeding out too much.
Tell you what, this hog is a lot bigger than I thought, but that big boar made everything look small. And hey, the blood trail was so heavy, I decided to find this one first. And actually, I want to save the best for last. I'm kind of excited to get my hands on that big one. All right, we'll mark where this one's at. Let's go find that big one. If you don't have a remote on your feeder, you're missing out. These two hogs I just shot, I would never have shot these hogs had I not had the remote. There's a lot of different ones on the market. Yeah, there are cheaper ones, you get what you pay for. The other brands, you're gonna have to put 2, 3, 4 solar panels sometimes just to maintain your feeder battery, and you don't want that. This one, you don't even have to have a solar panel. But the remote, like I said, it's not our product. I don't care where you buy it, doesn't have to be from us, but it is a great product, and I stand behind it 100%. Hey, there's my knock right there. Oh boy, there's blood on that cactus. I see a nice little hole over here. Holy cow. That is a big boar. Dude, this is what you call a big stinking hog, man. Nice boar. This is the one I was after, because the distinctive split ears. Something got his tail. This is a big old warrior. I don't know how old he is, but I am some kind of excited. I tell you what, I'm gonna get this thing shoulder mounted. He's got a huge head on him. Beautiful, beautiful hog, man. I could not be happier. Made a great shot on this thing. That Kill Light outfitter in green lit him up, gave me no problems with seeing my shot. Got his reaction on the shot, like almost running into the feeder. And man, I saw that knock and I saw him go down, looked like about 60 yards away, and that's exactly where he was, piled up in all that cactus. What a night. That was an awesome hunt.
It can be a challenge, the peak of the summer, hunting these hot temperatures, but late at night is when the payoff can be huge, just like it was for Chad on Split Ear, a hog that he's been after for at least a year. I shot a great hog. He shot 2 more great hogs on this trip. When you stick with it and you hunt late, it can pay off for you too.
You know, I've been hunting for 30 years now. One of the things that I have grown to appreciate so much these days about the outdoors and living the outdoor lifestyle is how uncomplicated it is. If you deer hunt or you hog hunt or whatever it is that you may do, there's something about climbing a stand in the morning and just watching the woods wake up. It's so simple. It's so uncomplicated. My life has become so busy and hectic these days that I have appreciated the simplicity of the outdoors so much more now. But you know, it got me thinking the other day, there's so many people that think about a relationship with God or going to church or what it means to be a Christian as something so complex, something so complicated that they have to change this or change that or fix this or fix that before they ever come to God. And really, nothing could be further from the truth. The Bible encourages us to come as we are. That's what Jesus said. He said, just come unto me just like you are. I'm going to love you like you are. God doesn't have us change in order to love us. He loves us so that we might have the ability to change. It's super simple. It's super uncomplicated. I think a lot of people have gotten the wrong idea for many years about what that means. It's kind of like saying, you know what? I'm only going to go to the restaurant when I'm finally full, right? I'm only going to go to the doctor when I'm finally well. That's not how it works. We go to these places because we have a need, and we come just like we are. They embrace us as we are, and they work to repair and to fix those needs. God is the same way. We don't have to change in order for Him to love us. He loves us so that He might be able to change us. He gives you a free invitation to come as you are. I pray you think about that today, especially if you need a relationship with God. And if you'd like to know more about what that looks like, just go to elusivewildlife.com and click on the Moment of Truth tab.